Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my creative time with Emma, and also welcome to another my favorite stamp slash die of the month. Okay, so first of all, I just want to say it's so good to be back. Last week was such a crazy busy week. I couldn't believe it. I'm not sure if you saw my blog or not. For those of you on my YouTube channel, I did state on my blog that I had to take the week off just from crafting, period, because I have a lot of stamp sets that are running really low, and some of them are already sold out of my existing stamp sets that I actually have to revise and redo actually for the new manufacturer. So, which means some of them were easy to do, some of them were a little challenging because the new manufacturer, you have certain guidelines to follow, which as the older manufacturer, we basically did any size we wanted. But with this new manufacturer, you have to go by their size guidelines. So, which means I had to be extra creative. So basically on some of the existing stamp sets, you will see them like on the home page. You'll see a lot of them that says revise. Now, if they say revise, that means I had to either delete some sentiments that were on there, or I had to add some sentiments just to make sure it fit the criteria of what they ask for. So that's been a challenge, and then plus working on the regular stuff. So it was super busy. And then not to mention the person, I had somebody repairing the boys' bathroom, so they decided to start working on that last week as well. So kind of put me, you know how sometimes when you already have something planned and then something kind of just pushes it just to make you work, it just kind of like delayed me, I should say. So anyway, so that happened, and then for some strange reason I thought Anthony's graduation party was this coming weekend coming up, but it wasn't. It was over the weekend that just passed. So I also had a plan for that too. It was crazy. It was like a pre-graduation because he graduates this week. Can you believe it? He's going to be graduating from 8th grade. My baby will be in high school. So that means I'll have my two boys will both be in high school together for the new coming up school year. So so I decided to have like a little pre-graduation party for him, since we couldn't really do anything for the following, for that Saturday after, like this weekend coming up, because he has a baseball tournament. So it's kind of hard to plan stuff when he has tournaments. So we did something before. So I'm kind of glad it's all over with. So this way, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have to stress off any of that stuff anymore. So needless to say, I'm revising some stamp sets. Now, like a handful of stamp sets, back to that, I don't have to make any changes to. All I have to do is just switch them over to the new versions, okay? So this is just going to be a work in progress. So if you see them still sold out, please be extra patient with me. I'm trying my best to get everything done as quickly as possible, and then, manage my life here at home as well. So I'm trying to work as quickly as I can, okay? So you'll be seeing a lot of sets that are revised, okay? So for my card today, I am going to be using this vellum. I'm going to use this as my card base. This is from Paper Tray Ink. I love this stuff. So I'm going to use that. And then I'm using the Stitched Bees and Beehive dies. So I'm just going to use these two these two little bumblebees there. And then here goes one of the sets that I had to revise. This one's Be Happy. So as you can see, some of the sentiments are a little different. The little happy faces are different as well. But the stamps that have the coordinating dies, those will never change because we have the dies. I would have to redo the dies as well, but in this case, those stay the same. There's some revised. So, like for example, for this one, I had to change some of the fonts in order for it to fit, because a lot of people still like the actual existing sentiments, but I had to change the fonts in order for them to fit, okay? So anyway, so this is an example of one of the revised versions. Okay, so it's called Be Happy. Now this doesn't mean go buy the new set. If you have it already, then hey, stick with that one, because there's really not much of a huge difference. Like I said, it's just some changing around a few sentiments and then changing some fonts on it, okay? So anyway, so that's Be Happy. And then this is our die of the month, the Stitch Message Bubble Dies, okay? And this comes with a good amount of dies in here. Okay, so from that die set, I'm going to be using these two dies, Miss You, okay? So, let's see, what should we do first? Let's go ahead and do the, I'm going to go ahead and cut these out really quick, and then we're going to stamp on these. Okie dokie, I'm going to go ahead and use my Misty to stamp these. So I went ahead and I just went ahead and I put them on this side first where exactly I wanted them to be. Just like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and just close the little, oopsie, the little window here so they could pick up the actual stamps. Okay, so I could stamp them both at the same time. Okay, so let me go ahead and just ink this up, and I'm just using my favorite archival ink here. This is the Ranger. So I'm going to go ahead and just ink this up. I'm going to go ahead and ink them both up really good. I love these little bumblebees. It's funny because I have to just put all of my stuff in order because sometimes I forget about what I have. Okay, I'm lifting it up. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and stamp the little faces, but I'm not going to move them. I'm not going to put it on this block. I'm just going to use this little block here. I'm just going to stamp them right on here because it has that little cushion behind it as well, which I love. So let's go ahead and put their little faces on first. And then we'll go ahead and, let's put this here. And then we'll go ahead and cut them out. Okay, so there's the first one. And then the second one here. Okay, alright, so now what I did here was I always keep the negative pieces just like that, okay, because the dies for these, they're not open dies, okay, so it's kind of hard to see exactly where, you know, to put your little die. So what I do is I go ahead and I just have a little, I keep the negative, I cut it out and I keep the negative space just like so. So I'll just cut out one at a time. Let me grab some little tape here to tape it down. So let me grab this here. So what I do is I just go ahead and just kind of secure this down. Okay. Put one on that side, and then I'll put this here. Then I'll throw another piece right here. Okay. And then what I do from here is I go ahead and I just kind of, this will like kind of fit in there, and you'll feel it. It'll kind of nestle, and see, it nestles in there perfectly. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this through my machine just like so, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same concept for the one right below it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick. Okay, I just wanted to show you this really quick. So after I go ahead and I run it through how I showed you, so all you have to do is just pop it out. And then take your little negative off and save that, and I always put it in the package. And see, it actually stamps, it cuts out perfectly. And then what I have I have a little feature in here that has stitching on the actual wings. And this way, when you do it that way, your little stitching is perfectly on the inside of the wings, exactly how I designed them to be. So let's go ahead and put this aside here. We're going to keep this card really, really simple. Okay, hold on. I just lost my card base here. Here it goes. I just want to see how these are going to go on here. Okay, so this is basically going to be, let me grab the little pieces. Now what I did was I cut out the little bubble, the little stitched message bubble dies. I cut that out in felt, and I love the way that, not felt, I'm sorry, that that little foam, the fun foam. So that's going to go like so, and then here goes a little dot for the eye. Okay, so, okay, now that we know where everything is going to go, let's go ahead and do some coloring. I'm not going to do no fancy schmancy coloring. It's going to be super simple. And I'm thinking I actually did not use the Memento ink like I should have, since I'm using the Copics here, but you see how it kind of ran already, the ink? It's because I should have used Memento ink on here, and I did not. So this is an example of what it will happen if you don't use Memento ink. So I'm going to carefully try my best to color without touching the black edges. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to both of them really quick here. Okie dokie, I went ahead and I finished it. Now I'm not too happy about the way they came out because it did smear. So this is just a lesson to everyone, well, to me especially, because I forget. It's not like I don't really color all the time, but I have to remember the rules that you have to do that ink, the Memento ink, with the Copic marker. So I have to somehow embed that in my brain. So I'm using, these are just some little swirly lines here from the Live, Laugh, and Be Happy set. And this has a set of coordinating butterfly dies to go with it. So this I will be redoing because I believe I'm running low on that set as well. But I wanted to use these little lines to look like they're flying. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and just ink this up here. Okay, I'm using some Stays On ink right now because of the vellum paper. So this way it could go ahead, because I'm going to stamp directly onto vellum, so you're not going to get that bright, crisp black stamp image like if you were to get on your, like this, since I did that on regular cardstock. Now this is on the vellum, so it's not going to get that crisp of a stamp because of that fact right there. So I'm just using some Stays On, black Stays On ink for this. Actually, it still came out pretty cute. Look how cute that is. I wanted to do that, stamp these on before I went ahead and adhered everything down. So I wanted to make sure it all fit perfectly on there. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the second one on here right now. It's going to go like so. Perfecto. Okay, so now I am going to just go ahead and just use some pop dots to pop those little guys up. Usually I would have put, what do you call it, I would have cut them out again in foam. But I'm not going to do that because for time purposes here, I don't want to keep this video. This video is going to be long. Sorry about that. So we'll go ahead and put that one there. And then put this one here. I don't think I'm adding any kind of twine or ribbon or anything to this. I'm just going to keep this as simple as possible. Okay. And this is it. I'm going to go ahead and adhere all of that down after that. And you'll go ahead and see the fine. Now, if I do add something, I'm not sure if I will or not. But as soon as I put adhere all of these down, and if I do add something to it, you'll see it at the end of the video like always. Okay, everybody, thank you so so much for stopping by, and also thank you for the sweet emails while I was gone, for checking up on me. That made me feel special. So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. I hope you have a fabulous day, and don't forget to visit my blog at www.creativeTimeForMe.com to see what the rest of my awesome design team has done with this set today. Now don't forget, since this is the favorite die of the month, remember this was on sale the entire month of May. So you have a few days left to get that still on sale. That sale will end on May 31st at midnight Pacific Standard Time. Okay, everybody, again, thank you. Have a fabulous day, and I will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.